didn't think you'd show.
You know why I'm here.
Bring it on.
Magic Johnson's Super Slam Dunk Basketball for Super Nintendo. Now you can rent it at Blockbuster.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Take him down, take him down, go! Yeah, like taking candy from a baby.
What? 2 out of 3, little man.
For the best in video games, make it a Blockbuster night.
Are you ready?
We have had a lot of releases this week. This has been quite a week for releases, man. I mean, so far, it's Thursday and we've already had 2 Yeezy 500s come out. We've had a New Balance 992 with duck camo. We've had Adidas go back and try to revive the Ultra Boost, calling it the DNA again, 5.0 upper. And then yesterday, Wacky Wednesday, 2 Air Jordan 1 OG highs, one an OG high 85 that had never been retro before. That's an OG colorway in the neutral gray one. The impossible, indomitable Air Jordan 1 trophy room that doled out more L's than, oh man. I can't even keep a straight face with that one. But let's just get into the releases. So again, yesterday we had 2 Air Jordan 1s. We had the Air Jordan 1 neutral gray, which is an 85 cut. Never had been retroed. Probably was the last high top Air Jordan 1 in that collection that hadn't been retroed. I tried to get them on sneakers. I really wanted to do a comparison vid for y'all with my OG pair from 1985 and compare them, but I was unable to get a pair. Trophy room, the same thing. You had to do a lot to try to get that shoe, and I still didn't win. So for those of y'all out there that are taking L's, don't feel bad because I'm right there with y'all. So, all right, now that we've got the Jordan 1s out of the way, an Ultra Boost 5.0 DNA came out yesterday. It's Oreo colored. Oreo tends to work out for Adidas for some reason. But yeah, those are a pass. As I've said before, over and over again on these episodes of Purchase or Pass, I am over the Ultra Boost. My wife has like 8 to 10 pairs of them herself. I'm just over it. I don't ever have to see an Ultra Boost ever again in my life. And I don't hate the shoe because I do own pairs of them. I have more NMDs, but still, The good thing about these though is they are made with Prime Blue, which, I've went over on this channel before. It's kind of derived yarn from Parley. Parley is who gets the plastic out of the oceans from the pollution, and they recycle it, and Adidas is making shoes out of it, so I've got to commend them for that. The only other shoe that really came out yesterday that really caught my attention was the JSP and Vans, or shall I say Vault by Vans collab. JSP stands for Jimmy Sweatpants. It's a guy named Jimmy Gorecki who owns that. They came out with a Chukka 79, which is definitely in the vault. I don't really feel like I see that a lot. I see old schools, skate highs, eras. Hell, you might even see a half cab before you see a Chukka 79. So, you don't really see those a whole lot. These really don't count, and I probably shouldn't even included them in this video because they only came out at 2 stores because, the whole point of the shoe is it's Philadelphia based, and Philadelphia is a big skateboard place, and Vans are skateboard shoes. So they came out at Lapstone and Hammer, and they came out at Nocturnal, which was really, I think, the first or one of the first places that Jimmy Sweatpants ever collaborated with. So those are passed by circumstance, though I really did like how they look. So going into today, which is February 11th, we had a couple of releases. The most notable release was the Air Jordan 14 and Clot collaboration. It's based off the Terracotta Warrior. Nike has put the Terracotta Warrior on other shoes. Namely, the one I think of off the rip is the LeBron 11, and that was sort of limited. I think it was a Foot Locker exclusive, but yeah, this Clot collab is going to be way more limited than that. And I haven't looked on sneakers, but it's a collab. It's 2021, and it's an Air Jordan, so chances are it's sold out. I wasn't interested in it anyway. $200. I mean, my favorite thing about it was the little hang tab on the back, and that's still not enough for $200. So those were a pass regardless for me. So next we had a shoe that I was kind of digging, but I still passed on it, and that was the Denim Blazer. Denim is, or should I say Denham, Denim, however you say it. They're an Amsterdam-based jeans maker, and they've collaborated with Nike a lot over the last couple of years. I know last year they did an Air Max 90, an Air Max 1, and an Air Max 95. The Air Max 1 I think was expensive. I think it was like $300, but the 95 and the 90 were kind of around the same price that they would normally be, maybe $20 more. These Blazers are $180. Now, I have a lot of Blazers. I have at least 25 pairs of Blazers. So this is no hate. I love Blazers. I mean, I'm still waiting out the Raygun Blazer going on sale as we speak. I may just break down and get it. But anyway, $180 for a Blazer and it not be something that I really want, like a Milk Crate or a Beautiful Loser. Those are old-ass Blazers for y'all that aren't really hip. Zoo Yorks. I'd rather buy a pair of old Blazers that I've wanted for years that I don't have over this pair, because it's just sail. It's got a denim looking swoosh, sail midsole. They're nice shoes, but they're just not worth $180 to me. So that's a pass. Next, you've got Nike coming out with an ACG model that's new to me that I've never seen before. I think it's called the Nasu. I think that's how you say it. But it's a Gore-Tex shoe. It's coming out in the clay green colorway, and it's nice, but that's something that I would get if I was actually into trail hiking. It looks like a straight functional shoe. Probably could wear it casual if you had the right fit. And they're only $140, which in today's climate, that's kind of cheap for a shoe, but it's a pass. It's nothing I have to have. It's not a bad shoe, just nothing I have to have. So next, you've got Converse coming in with a collab with Bandulu. They made a Chuck Taylor and they made a Pro Leather High. The Chuck Taylor is based off of Cappuccino. It's darker brown. And the Pro Leather High is based off of wheat. And the Pro Leather High is something that I tried to get on Converse earlier, but I did not see it on there. I may have missed it, but these shoes, both of them, the Chuck and the Pro Leather High, are nice because they got paint splatter and they've got weird embroidery. I like stuff like that, because, yeah, part of me still likes for old shoes to stay old shoes, but if you've got every OG color and they come out with something neat like this shoe is, I wanted them, but I did not see them. When I found the information on them coming out, there was no price. Usually Pro Leather Highs are anywhere from $70 to $95. With this being a Bandulu collab, they may have been a little bit more, but I'd have been willing to pay upwards of to about $150 for the Pro Leather High. I liked it that much. The Chuck Taylor, but I like weird Chucks too, so. But nah, I'd have went for the Pro Leather High first and went back for the Chuck later. So those are a pass just because I couldn't find where they were. All right, and lastly for the 11th, we have Adidas coming out with the collab with the Simpsons on the ZX 10,000. This collab is based off of Krusty Burger, which is Krusty the Clown's restaurant that sort of looks like McDonald's on The Simpsons. And the colors on the shoe are based on Krusty's logo, which is basically his face. You've got the hair, his skin, all of that is made up on this shoe. And they're nice shoes. They apparently came up on Adidas.com earlier, but I didn't see them, and they were going to be a pass for me anyway. So, not a bad shoe, just nothing I have to have. So for tomorrow, uh, February 12th, we got a couple of interesting things coming out. First, we'll go with the T-Mac 2.0. That's what they call it now, I guess. The T-Mac 2 Evo. This is the All-Star Pack. There's a red shoe and a blue shoe coming out. They're not coming out together like I initially thought. It's a red pair and a blue pair. Tracy McGrady wore the blue pair in the 2003 All-Star game that was in Atlanta. It's probably most famously known as Michael Jordan's last All-Star game before he retired for the last time. People also know it because that's where Kobe wore the True Blue 3 in honor to Michael Jordan. But anyway, Adidas is coming out with the blue shoe and the red shoe. He wore the red shoe in All-Star pictures, but wore the blue shoe in the game. And they're going to be at retailers, and they're going to be on Adidas.com. They're going to be $120, which, that's a pretty good price. I mean, that's only, $5 or $10 more than they were in 2002, 2003. It's a shoe that I'm going to pass on only because I'm going to wait for it to go on sale. Just being honest. They're good shoes. I mean, I have an original pair. I did an anticipation video on it, but they're just not something I have to have at $120. And if you all haven't gotten the drift yet on this channel, I'm kind of cheap when it comes to sneakers. And that just comes with, I'm sure some of y'all watching this video have a lot of sneakers. Like I have a lot of sneakers. And once you have a lot of sneakers, the value on them, it kind of changes. Because honestly, when I get these T-Macs, because I'll have them, probably both pairs, I'm probably only going to wear them once or twice a year. So for that reason, that's why if you hear me say, I'll wait till it goes on sale, I just don't want to invest as much money into it because I want to have it, but I know I'm not going to wear it that much, if that makes any sense. So the next shoe is another Adidas. It's a Stan Smith, but this time it's a Stan Smith collab with Palace. If you aren't familiar with Palace, Palace is basically like Supreme, but it's overseas. I always call it British Supreme because it's real big in Europe, but it's the same kind of concept as Supreme. Is skate-based. The clothes are limited. They aren't that expensive when they come out, but they resell for a lot. And they've collaborated with Adidas a lot. So this time it's two Stan Smiths. One is kind of pastel colored. It will kind of remind you of mid-2000s Nike Easter shoes. And the other pair kind of looks more like a regular Stan Smith colorway-wise, but it's got some aging on it, and it still has color pops through it. So, these are nice. I couldn't get info on the price. They're probably going to be somewhere between $160 and $200. And for another shoe, that's an Adidas that I'm probably only going to wear once or twice a year. I don't have to have them for that price on release day. But since it's a collab with Palace, it's probably going to sell out. So, but for me, it's a pass. Next, we have another collab. This time it's with Reebok. And it's for the next collab is with Reebok, and it's for the Club C85. It's a collab with End, which is an overseas retailer. Kind of like Palace. So, this is an End collab that has End all over the vector panels of the Club C. Nice looking shoe. These are actually going to be $105. They'll probably still sell out because it's a collab. But since it's not a hype collab, it may hang around. I like it, but it's something that I'm deciding to pass on. Next, you have John Geiger in the mix, and he has a new colorway. He has a new colorway of his shoe, the GF-01. This one is called the Multi-Tweed. It's got colors all over the shoe. It's going to be $200. I like the fact that this guy went out on his own and decided to make his own shoes, which other people have done. He got famous with the misplaced checks, but, he's doing his own thing. I just don't have to have these for $200. No disrespect to him. I just don't have to have them for $200. Again, that's another shoe. It's only going to be a once-a-year pop for me. And probably the most interesting release of tomorrow is Auction House Sotheby's is going to auction off a pair of Nike Hyperdunk OGs from 2008 that were made for Barack Obama, President Barack Obama. So this basically looks like your stock white and navy Hyperdunk that came out in 2008 during the 2008 Olympics. I feel like that's when the shoe was introduced. That's when I got my pairs. It looks exactly like the white and navy one that was like the Kobe GR that had the 10 by the toe. But instead it has 44 because President Barack Obama was the 44th president. It's got bald eagles and 1776 graphics all over the insole. And it's got the presidential seal on the tongue. It's a nice looking shoe with all of those, accents or whatnot, but it's only one pair. There's supposedly only two in existence, and they're going to be $25,000. So with that, that's a pass for circumstance. I mean, if that was just a GR, it would be something I would try to get. But $25,000, I have to be honest with y'all and say I just don't have $25,000 laying around, especially for a shoe. My wife would kill me if I spent that kind of money on a shoe, no matter how rare it is. So getting into February 13th, we have a couple of releases. Some are obvious, some are not. So for the 13th, which is Saturday, the first release that comes to mind is the Air Force One and Air Max 90 Love Letter. Those are going to be $130 for the Forces, $140 for the Air Max 90. Now, my heart is saying I should try to get the Air Force Ones, but my mind is saying I should try to get the Air Max 90. And I say that because I know that they're going to come out with the Air Max 90 Dave's Quality Meats Bacon. And I know that they're going to be, hyped, hard to get. So maybe if I get these 90s and put some burgundy laces on them, I'll pretend like it's the same thing. But needless to say, I don't have to have either of those. So both of those are going to be a pass unless I see them down the line for sale for deep, deep discounts. The next shoe for Saturday is two ASICS Gel Kayanos. You have a Gel Kayano 14 and a Gel Kayano 21. The 14 is black, white, and red, and it's going to be $150. The 21 is Vachetta Tan, and it's going to be $170. These are both passes, though I like ASICS trying to be different, putting quality materials on high-performance running shoes. That's good. This pack is Mono Zakuri, which is kind of a nod to Japanese craftsmanship. So they're probably made well, but again, nothing I have to have. Next, you've got Bape in the mix again with another Bapesta, faux Air Force One. This time it's a collab with legendary graffiti artist Stash. This pair is all blue with a camo insole, and it's waterproof, and they're going to be $270. So you already know what that is. They're going to be on Bape.com, and that is a Magic Johnson pass. So next, we have the LeBron 18 NRG. It's called Blue Tint, so it makes me wonder if LeBron has a pair of Blue Tint Yeezy 350 V2s in his closet somewhere. But, these are going to be an NRG, so they're going to be limited. They aren't going to cost anymore. They're still going to be $200, but I guess what's surprising to me about this specific release is that they're coming out with them for grade school as well. I feel like they don't always do that with NRG releases, so it's a nice looking shoe, but nothing I have to have on release day, so that is a pass as well. So we get to the release everybody's going to be trying to get. Pretend like it's 1991 all over again, though if it was 1991, the shoes would just be sitting there. The Air Jordan 6 Carmine. So if you're into sneakers, which I'm sure you are if you're watching this channel and this program, they have allegedly been trying to recall the shoe because of bleeding issues with the midsole. This isn't the first time this has happened with Jordan Brand. I mean, when the white and red 13s came out in 1998 and the black and red 13s came out, there were issues bleeding into the white parts of the midsole, or not the midsole, the outsole on the bottom. They've had issues with paint. The OG 14s, the white and red ones, the paint had lead in it. So this is nothing new, but I guess what I'm surprised with is they've already retroed this shoe 2 other times. So why is this happening now? I have the 2008 and 2014 Carmines, and neither of them bled into the midsole like I've seen pictures of this. It looks like Strawberry Quick or Strawberry Malt or something like that. So, as of right now, it is 5:19 on Thursday, February 11th. I am currently passing on the Carmine 6. I talked about what it meant to me in the anticipation video. It was all I wanted for Christmas in 1991 as a 5th grader. But my 2014 pair is still so icy. And if I want a rugged, worn look, my 2008 pair is pretty yellow. So even though this will be the first Nike Air release I'm passing on release day, I know at some point down the line, sooner or later, I'll have a pair, whether it's used or it's new. So as of right now, I'm going to pass on it. So let me know in the comments what shoes you're going for. Make sure and like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you already aren't, at ShortyC94. If you're on Facebook, follow a group I'm involved in called Kings and Queens Fashion. It's run by a dude, pretty cool dude, TDG. And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Peace and love.